Thank you, Toastmaster. Living in Florida could be a wonderful thing. You got sunshine, golf, the beach, but these are just some of the stereotypes of what living here is really all about. What some non-Floridians don't understand is that life here could be hazardous business. Sure, other states have earthquakes, grizzly bears, and blizzards, but while they're worrying about their china collection, whether they could catch a feeding bear on camera, or what size the ideal snowball really is, we're here worrying about hurricanes. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have the big bad wolf of Mother Nature. But this ain't no fiction. For those of us who dare live here in this neck of the woods between the months of June to November, this beast threatens to tear down everything we call home to pieces. So for those less informed outsiders and insiders, I've created this tutorial on how to survive a hurricane. Preparation usually comes in threes for anything, and hurricane preparation is no different. We got the stocking above supplies, the barricading of the house, and when all else fails, the preparation of our faith. Let me elaborate. We'll start with the basics. Now, on its website, FEMA tells us that we should assemble a supply of food, water, and medications to last for up to 3 days after the storm. Why only 3? Well, there's a couple of reasons. 1, after 3 days, utilities will probably be back on. And 2, if they're not, then we'll resort to a state of order known as anarchy, and looting will be acceptable. If you don't believe me, just wait till your first one. Now, it's one thing to have a windy hurricane, but if you know it's gonna rain, you might want to consider having a canoe. It'll be smart. Here's why. Back in 1998, I survived Hurricane Mitch. Now, Hurricane Mitch was nothing more than a little breeze compared to other hurricanes, but after its passing, it left Miami looking more like Venice, Italy, than South America. Now, good thing I didn't have to, but what if after 3 days I would have had to resort to looting the local quick stop? Well, thanks to some intuitive thinking, I've realized that the only way to survive is to have a canoe. Not only is it a viable method of transportation for the whole family, but it's also easier to carry supplies for another 3 days if you can outrow the cops. Get it? Outrow? Now, secondly, it's important to barricade your house. The walls of Constantinople gave in to the Muslim invasion due to lack of fortification. Don't let a little wind ruin your day. Barricading is important, and this is something 2 of the 3 little pigs failed to understand when the big bad wolf came around. So let's learn from this. Shutters not only burn the grass in our yards, but they can also protect our windows from hurricane winds. Now, FEMA also suggests installing hurricane clips, which keep the roof from flying off. Now you ask, but what if I'm claustrophobic or the air conditioning goes out? Well, I say, don't let the hurricane get the best of you. If you feel a little heat, but can't roll down your bulletproof windows, unhinge the roof. Yes, of course, unhinge the roof. Let some fresh air in. Remember, family comes first, and nothing strains family bonds more than smelly siblings for 3 days. Alright, final point. As I mentioned earlier, being in a hurricane is serious business. So if all this preparation fails, what can we do? Have faith. Crying wolf might do you no good, but having faith in that no matter what happens today, tomorrow will be a better day can not only give you some peace of mind, but it can keep you from making some bad decisions. I was only 4 years old when I experienced my first hurricane, Andrew. Now, in hindsight, it probably wasn't the safest way to barricade the place, but I had faith in that tape, that duct tape that held our windows together. Imagine me, 4 years old, running around, scared for my life, and howling like a wolf. Woo! I might just have unhinged that roof, but thanks to my faith in my parents' judgment, and their faith in God, it. But faith in my parents' judgment and their faith in God kept me calm, such that if you ask me today what it's like to live through a Category 5, I don't know, I was hibernating. And here I am today, like many of us, having survived some 4 hurricanes. It's not easy, is it? All the preparations, the stocking up of supplies, and holding on to our faith, but here we are being stereotyped by others. But come to think of it, for living in Florida can be a wonderful thing. Where else can we order a hurricane before 5 p.m. without being judged? I'll be at the bar. Thank you, Toastmaster.